I have never played Lords of the Fallen, despite the game being recommended to me by a subscriber. So today, I'm going to play it. In the past, I would have done a Let's Play style series. But those are boring. Let's Plays are so 2016. So in this video, I'm doing a first playthrough challenge run. I am going to beat Lords of the Fallen, but my stats are random. Every time I level up, I have to spin a wheel to decide which stat I'm going to level. I could end up having very low health, and I might not have the strength to wield the game's cool weapons. And the wheel may tell me to put all my levels into the most useless stat known to man. Can I beat the bosses having such little health and damage? Or will I go hollow? I started a new game and created a cool character and named him Artorius McMuscles.
The demon god Adir.
I love these pre-rendered intro cutscenes in games. I wish more games would have them. After making my way through the tutorial, I swiftly beat the first boss, Holy Bulwark Otto. My first impressions of the game were great. It controls like Dark Souls 3, but with a tiny bit of jank. I like that you can sprint, and it actually feels fast. And I love the art style. It's like Bloodborne's art style, but even better. I also really like the Umbral mechanic, but more on that in a bit. After making my way to this vestige, which is the bonfire of this game, it's time for our first level up. Unfortunately, I get a useless magic stat as my first level. At this point in the run, I didn't understand the full capabilities of the Umbral mechanic until this happened. After several minutes of running around, I accidentally died and entered Umbral. This allowed me to beat this enemy and move this bridge to progress. I really like this Umbral thing. Going between the parallel worlds is really cool. It allows you to solve basic puzzles and gives you a second chance when you die in a boss fight. I also like that you can gain health back by hitting enemies. It's a great risk versus reward mechanic. Although it does have one annoying flaw that I'll get to later. After running around for a bit in this area, I came across this cool NPC. He teaches us how to create these vestige seedlings. These are checkpoints that you can put on many places throughout the world map. They act just like the regular vestiges in the game, except you choose to make these yourself. It's a very cool mechanic.
And yet you now appear before me, a stranger.
Oh, hey. You're that person who was talking in the intro.
Strike down all those who would see our will defied.
Thanks to this cutscene, I speak to a woman for the first and only time ever in my life.
I honored.
Despite the challenge I'm doing not really affecting the early game, I actually found this boss to be fairly difficult. Pieta killed me more times than most of the other bosses in the game, since I was still learning the mechanics and controls. But after a few dozen attempts, this happened. I didn't really get good because I barely won, but I'll take a victory regardless. This is Skyrest Bridge. It's the interconnected hub area of the game, similar to Firelink Shrine from Dark Souls 1.
Welcome, Dark Crusader.
It's here where Exactor Dunmire tells us of our objective of the game.
And ensuring the ancient tyrant Adir knows no liberation from his enduring imprisonment.
To cleanse the 5 beacons from the evil god Adir.
Why do you refuse to open your eyes to their manipulations?
Oh, and also, Aureus revived Pieta because reasons.
Aureus' divine will, I live again.
Time for some actual exploring. I accidentally go Umbral to reveal this bridge, get grabbed by this enemy, realize I forgot to level up, and put points into strength, agility, endurance, and inferno. I gravitate towards a melee build in these types of games, so those last 2 stats are completely useless to me. Defeating this boss got me a point in agility and radiance. From now on, I won't talk about every single new level up, but I'll show most of them on screen. Pilgrim's Perch is a very cool level that takes advantage of the Umbral mechanic. Going Umbral reveals this new area.
Pull the lever, Runk. Run, lever! Why do we even have that lever?
While here, I find this random door I can't open. Find Gerline, the blacksmith of this game. Then I broke this boss's AI, level Inferno, fell for this trap, and fought the next major boss. This boss, the Congregator of Flesh, gave me a bit of trouble. Normally, when I'm playing a new Souls or Souls-like, I put a bunch of levels into health early in the game. But here, I don't have much health at all. So this boss takes me a few tries. But after a bit of help from Pieta, we take it down.
May your flesh sustain my divinity.
Were these people given to the Congregator as some kind of awful sacrifice to Aureus? Creepy. Next, I made my way through the Forsaken Fen, which is the contractually obligated Miyazaki-approved swamp level of this Souls-like game. This was the first time I had to look up where to go, because I got lost many times, but I did eventually find this cool boss called the Hushed Saint. It's like a mix between the Tree Sentinel and Night's Calves bosses from Elden Ring, as well as Dark Drift Knight from Night Rain. Very cool boss. After leveling my weapon to +3, I take it down. Defeating it gives me my first of 5 beacons.
Mankind needs me, now more than ever.
Next, I encounter this cool boss that reminds me of Abyss Watchers from Dark Souls 3. I do enjoy this game, but one gripe I have is it takes a little too much inspiration from the Souls series. I encountered this cool NPC named Drustan. He's always rambling about his brother Melchior, who I bet will be important for later. I knew my health was low, but why is it this bad? Ugly weirdo hits like a tank. Apparently, I don't have to beat him yet. Cool idea. But this next boss is one of the worst in the entire game. You have to start in Umbral, which takes half your health. Then you have to take out these small dudes before even getting to fight the main boss. Then the boss herself is really tanky and does insane damage. All of her attacks cause burn buildup. She spams AoE explosions everywhere, and the arena is really tiny. I had to actually wear chest armor so burn wouldn't instantly proc. And this is the point in the game where my lack of health really started affecting me. That boss was bad, and the rest of this level isn't much better. It has some good interconnected level design, but it falls victim to my biggest gripe with the Umbral mechanic. With some areas in this game, you basically need to go through them twice. Once in normal mode, and once in Umbral. Otherwise, you can't find all the paths and shortcuts. I had to look up how to get through it, and the solution is to use Umbral in some random door. Of course I like the Umbral mechanic, but it's annoying that the only way to progress is to use Umbral in the middle of a giant maze level, specifically on a door that looks like the background. Next, I encountered this boss, the Spurred Progeny. I initially thought it was just a bad boss because I thought most attacks were unavoidable. But I figured out to run to the upper ground after this attack. Then you have to get behind this rock for the AoE explosion. It's a puzzle fight in disguise. In hindsight, I think it's a cool boss. I was mostly enjoying the game up until this point, but the Sunless Skoid and Upper Karlath were rather annoying areas to get through. The level design itself was fine, but there were just too many enemies given how low my health and damage is. I often found myself just running through the levels as quickly as possible, but I was rewarded with my second beacon.
For you have been deceived and enslaved by forces who regard you as nothing more than an instrument.
These next two bosses were really bad. First, there was Kinranger Guardian Fullard, a gank fight where you have to be in Umbral, kill this small butterfly thing, and juggle 3 different enemies all while being in water that makes you slow. This was easily a contender for the worst boss in the game. I ended up cheesing it by luring the main boss away from the butterfly and killing the butterfly without going in Umbral. Which meant I didn't need to fight the third guy. But this next boss was easily the worst in the entire game. There's a giant crow constantly spamming ice AoEs at you, and you have to run around and pray you don't get hit. If you get hit too many times, you get frosted, which halves your stamina. And the only time you can hit the boss is during the occasional 5-second window where this woman spawns in and allows you to damage the boss health bar. I genuinely need Pieta's help for this one, but beating it gets us our third beacon,
betrayed.
This is my second encounter with this ugly weirdo. It goes the same as last time. Hey, I finally figured out how to open these doors. You just needed to pick up the Pilgrim's Perch key from where the guy used to be. The next boss was initially annoying because there's so many enemies, but I learned to lure them around the pillar to separate the mobs. The Leprosarium is next, and it's one of my favorite levels in the game. It's a giant maze. The parts where you need to use Umbral are fairly obvious. And there aren't too many enemies, but something really funny happened. This door and floor didn't load in properly, which caused me to accidentally sequence break the area by going to a room that I shouldn't have access to yet. After beating this boss, the same thing happened here. I just kinda waltzed in when there was supposed to be a locked door here. I get that my PC's CPU isn't as good as the recommended ones for this game, but my GPU and RAM are better than what's recommended, so I don't see why the game would take this long to load in the map. But at least I fight this cool boss.
You would defile this sacred place with this horror.
With your very own hands.
This is my second favorite boss in the game. At first I thought we were fighting the two brothers, Drustin and Melchior, but the boss names are different, so I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments below.
Now you will know darkness, mother.
Despite having two phases, it goes down easily. The rest of the game goes very fast. I light the fourth beacon.
You are in the presence of a god-human. Your god.
Defeat Judge Cleric for the final beacon.
Reject the fanatical crusaders and the deranged servants of the self-proclaimed judge.
And finally defeat the ugly weirdo.
Revenants remade me.
Now it's just a gauntlet to the final boss, a deer. The Iron Wayfarer is a cool boss, but this arena is way too small given how big his AoE attacks are. The Sundered Monarch is tanky due to my lack of damage, but he's my new favorite boss against a giant. I think he has interesting lore. His wife and son are the tortured prisoner and the spurned prodigy. He was corrupted by the Rogar, and at some point his family was torn apart. When we find him, he's completely broken and is just weeping in front of a statue of his wife. He attacks out of self-defense, and us defeating him is sort of a mercy. After getting 4 levels, I'm finally at the final boss, a deer.
I look upon you with pity, my lost child.
This is by far my favorite boss in the game. No gimmicks, just me and a humanoid boss with a cool voice acting in the background.
The judges found themselves unable to kill a god, despite their best efforts. And all the other beings who claim godhood, where are they?
But I had only half the health and damage that the devs expected at this point in the game, so it was fairly challenging. I had to learn each attack and combo. On some attempts, Adir actually ran out of voice lines to say because the fight took so long. But eventually, I took him down and beat the game. Overall, I really enjoyed Lords of the Fallen. It wasn't my favorite Souls-like, but it has some cool mechanics that I'll be looking forward to in the sequel. It also has some built-in mods that would be great for more challenge runs. So let me know in the comments below if there's any interest. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing.